Buongiorno, mucho gusto, hola. How you doing? Welcome to another session of Boona TV. Boona TV. This is a pilot episode of a podcast me and Machete Trevor Blake put together. There was some swearing in here, so cover your ears for that and enjoy what it's like being a chef. Enjoy. Bonnet de douche. Welcome to On a Split with Trevor and Andre.
Double on a split.
Double on a split. So we're going to go back because we started a bit earlier without the recordings. So we're going to start with, what was your earliest food memory?
So obviously, I like the strawberry. And I really do remember like being in my mum and dad's garden and eating a strawberry and picking it fresh from a bush. You know, from the little plants and just popping it in my mouth. And going blackberry, what would you call that?
Yeah, no, pick your own.
Yeah.
Pick your own. Pick your own.
Yeah, but not just like, not into like farms or anything like that. PYI. Put it in your ass. That would be PYA. Yeah, but I think that's a really, strong memory for me, and I do like.
So you used to go scrumping.
Yeah,
I take other people.
My second memory, probably my second food memory, is going scrumping over the wall of the same garden and eating loads of apples, only to find out that there were crab apples and being ill for the next 2 days.
2 days.
Oh.
You've got a show.
You
You did put your finger down and you did go, oh. I was like, oh.
usually does like that scratch. He did not, he was not on. A long time to eat that shit, by the way.
Yeah, he'll be on that for an hour. He gets his money's worth. Good times.
Okay. What was the second question?
So which chef, dead or alive, do you most admire and why?
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Nice. I like this. I think we can pan this. Well, I still like the same chef as I liked when I was younger, and that is Marco Pierre White.
Oh, the big man.
Even though he kind of sold out in his later life, he doesn't really give a fuck.
Out?
Well, when he gave his 3 Michelin stars back.
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, when he gave his Michelin stars back, and he was like, I'm not cooking anymore. That was before Hell's Kitchen, yeah. He gave back his Michelin stars and he was like, I'm done, I'm not cooking in the kitchens anymore, but he sold his name. I still use them Knorr stock cubes just because he sold them. And they're pretty good as well. If Knorr need anybody to sell them, I will advertise those bad boys.
Yeah, I'll step in. Would you wear a tea-towel around your head?
How much are we talking about?
It's part of the contract.
Are we talking thousands here?
We're talking 50k.
50k, I'll wear a loincloth.
You had it here on ours. You had it here first, looking for sponsors right now.
But yeah, but no, because he set the standard, you know. The reason that people wear blue aprons is because blue butcher aprons, because he did it first.
Yeah, and he changed the way we plate garnish.
He did so much for the cooking world. And if you look at his kitchens, and Gordon Ramsay and Angela Harnett was into Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. But it's just like,
you can't be bringing Angela Harnett in on that same level, can you?
No. I mean, it's just his influence is just, you know, from that one place of being at Harvey's, it's just broadened out. I mean, White Heat is still a classic book.
Yeah.
Still got some great recipes. Well, like Pierre Kaufman, you know, he's got.
That's where it came from. Right, so we settled with Marco Pierre White.
Yeah, well, I did. What about you? What about you? You know, you're going to put
I was saying Simon Hopkins. Simon Hopkins for me.
Chicken and Other Stories. One of the best.
Chicken and Other Stories. Just best cook all round.
Yeah. You always pick it up with a charity shop for a quick.
He led so many other chefs into going to achieve magical stuff, and he's just got a way with his recipes, a real rapport with food. So yeah, that's who I'm going with.
No,
Simon Hopkins.
Well, that's pretty solid, man. I respect him as much as I respect Marco Pierre White, but it's just, you know, there's different levels, isn't there? Who are the Morrow guys? Sam and Sam
Clark.
Yeah, you know, they're good. You got to respect Mark Hicks. I like a lot of Mark Hicks.
I think
stuff.
Like work-wise, I think I'd have to say Theodore Kiyosaki from The Real Greek.
Yeah.
He was a real inspiration, and it was like first-hand working with a millionaire that was going on to make more millions. So real close look at making money first time in the industry?
Yeah, I would say, for inspiration-wise and cooking-wise, because it was Rosetted cooking and it was the first chef party, Peter Robertson was amazing to me. But
Where was that to? Where were you
that
working
was in
with
the
him?
Montcalm Hotel in Marble Arch, just
Yes.
before I met you.
Yes.
And then, it's business-wise, Peach has taught me so much. You know what I mean? I think I'd struggle going into a one-site place now because I've got such wide aspirations for everything. But at the same time, it'd be a good thing because I'd be like, well, you could do this, you could do that, you could do this. Have you thought about this? I was thinking, it's about being a caterer nowadays. I think it's not just being a chef. Being a caterer is more what you've got to be, because you've got to be hands-on. You've got to know your numbers. You've got to know your
Got to have people skills.
got to have your people skills, management. Thinking about menus. Gone are the days where it used to be like fuck the vegetarians and fuck the gluten-frees and all that, because it's all. Although I did speak to our friend Ross Whitmill, and was talking to him about flexitarians the other day.
Flexitarian.
And he was like, flexitarians, people who eat vegetarian sometimes of the week and eat meat sometime of the week, and eat veg sometime of the week. And he's like, aren't they just eating dinner?
Yeah. That's just eating food.
That's just eating food.
I thought you can say like, 'cause there's flaxseed, isn't there?
It's flexi, but no.
I got people that just like concentrated on the flaxseed and vegetables.
Yeah.
No, life's too short to have a boring diet, or have your, in my eyes, live your life around diet. Eat what you want, but don't just eat the same thing all the time.
True that.
It's got to be, innit? Chips
Yeah.
are fine for you, just don't eat them every freaking day. Unless have you tried the gastro chips?
What, gastro chips?
Gastro chips is an update, poddy update. Gastro chips are the way forward. They only sell them in Asda at the moment. They're it's like a potato oven chip,
Yeah.
right? But the amount of fat that drips off them, they're
frying their own. They're basting
they're
themselves.
shallow frying themselves basically. And they're like.
Are they better than the curly fry?
They're better than any other oven chip I've ever tasted in my life.
That's a bold statement.
It's a massive statement.
This
is like stepping up. This is stepping up again. This is quicker than microchips. This is like. Yeah,
I don't like microchips.
No one likes microchips, but they were big in the game when they came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nothing else has been out since then apart from the sweet potato fry, which is a pity of a fry.
I know people like sweet potato fries. I get the piss taken.
it.
I get the piss taken out of me because I've tried to put them into peach a few times. They're quite expensive. Because people like that shit. It's not for me really. I'm
They're
not.
trendy.
Yeah, true that. But
yeah, the gastro chip.
the gastro
Get some on the way home.
From
Live the
Asda.
dream. Live the dream. I think Tesco's do it. Sainsbury's ain't doing them at the moment, but yeah.
I don't even know where
you only get about 2.5, 3 portions out of a bag.
Well, that's because you have a large portion, though, isn't it?
Always.
I don't even know where an Asda is.
You've
I'm
got
so middle
Morrison's,
class.
You got Waitrose. You got all of them. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right, what's next on
What's
the-
your worst chef habit?
What's my worst chef habit? Oh,
I think mine's picking up everyone else's tea towels and strapping them onto me and then walking round with
like
like
Prince Nazim Hamid.
yeah, like Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat, but just made out of like dirty oven cloths. They've got like a little mini skirt.
I don't know. I used to put the cloth over my shoulder, which I find quite annoying, but I don't do that anymore. I bite cling film sometimes.
You bite cling film.
You know when I double wrap everything and it gets too tough, and I'm like, I have to stop myself. So you like you get it and then you wrap it and then you go and then you tear it off.
Why don't you just finger it?
I do. Aye, back to the courgette. Yeah, I do more, but it's one of my bad. Well, you say that's it's my bad habit, but I don't do it as much now. I'm not too bad. I used to, I was talking to somebody about it the other day about
Using spoons, using your hands when you should use spoons. That's
oh yeah,
always a nightmare.
using my hands when I should use tongs on char grills and stuff like that.
Oh, that's just retarded. That you should know better by now.
Whoa, leave the retards
It's
alone,
like the
man.
first 3, but then you get to the 4th and
Can't do it with burgers, like, but steaks is alright, easy to.
If you ain't learned by now, you ain't ever gonna learn.
Yeah, but I was, I used to be a bit of a bully. I used to shout at people just to get a reaction, and
You were throwing the pans around.
Yeah, I did.
Throw the pans around
I wanted
to get attention.
I wanted to.
So you could prove to someone that you're not giving them attention.
I wanted to bowl at somebody on the floor and it didn't break.
They were on the floor already.
No, I threw the bowl after giving like a 1-minute speech, and the bowl bounced. He's just like, oh man, that doesn't look cool, does it? But now I'm more, you know, this was bad, man. But now I'm more about peace and love and make it one team, one dream.
Peace, love and unity and having fun.
I think if a business is going to work, it needs to be led on two different levels, and that is the GM and the head chef have to be pulling both in the same direction. And if they're both pulling in the same direction, a business will always succeed because you'll wheel out the people that you don't need, and you'll always have a happy front and back of house.
Good times. Okay, so what's your greatest fear?
What's my greatest fear?
That's a tricky one, that, isn't it?
What, chefing wise?
It could be anything, mate. It's a chef-led podcast, but it doesn't mean that we can't talk about other stuff as well.
Chefing wise, my greatest fear, I suppose, is the next recession that seems to be on the horizon.
Yeah.
It really seems, you know, because what happens is when people start to curtail their spending, you know, going out to eat is one of the biggest ones to really hit. What they say is that lipstick makes a huge rise in sales when the recession's about to come. It's because people don't want to spend big money on a big treat, but buying a new lipstick for a girl is like, you know, it's that thing where it's not too expensive, but it's a nice little treat, and they can see themselves, you know, look in the mirror and go, oh, that lipstick's nice.
Your greatest fear is lipstick.
Dog's lipstick. But just you know, the recession coming, and I suppose my greatest fear is just having no money, isn't it? Being out on the streets, so you know, so demoralising, and especially now I've got a child and you've got a child on the way. It's just like you have to step up. I've had to step up to the plate before, and I managed to work it, but you know, stepping up is not the easiest thing. You know, all the pressure on your shoulders, and then people go, "Oh, what's wrong?" You tell them what's wrong, and they start worrying. And you're like, "I only told you." You know, don't worry about it. It's gonna. Yeah. Worrying is pointless. It's either gonna happen or it's not. Yeah. What about you? Fears? I mean, you're about to become a dad. You must have some big fears at the moment, right?
No, it's what I wanted. So, looking forward to it. Try not to look too far in advance. I think that always stops your fears. But
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Overthinking.
Yeah, I think, you know, you need to deal with what's going on at the time. You know, keep one eye in the future, one eye in the past. But fears. Missing the trick, missing the opportunity to have done better somewhere. I think that's a big fear. Letting something slide past and not doing it.
I genuinely think you get lucky, but you make your own luck as well, and you get opportunities. You know, Eminem always said, you know, you get one opportunity, you got to take it. But I mean, you get a few opportunities, and you've just got to be ready. As long as you've built yourself to be ready for it, it'll come around. You know, people think their life's over by the time they get to 30, and they get to 30 and they think, oh, I've got another 10 years, and they get to 40 and think they've got another 10. Well, apart from you're 40, you're fucked. But yeah,
Just right.
you know, everybody thinks they've got another 10 years, and it's just like, it ain't over until you say it's over. There's always another chance at something, man. You just got to make sure that you're not missing a trick like yourself.
Right. Truffles and foie gras aside, what's the most expensive piece of food you've bought?
What is it's got to be a fillet of beef or something like that, hasn't it? Beef's really expensive now. You know, that's what.
Oysters are quite expensive.
What?
Oysters?
No, they're not too expensive, man.
Depends how many you're buying.
Yeah, but when I go down to the coast, man, back to my middle class lifestyle of a
MPW.
Yeah, middle class wanker.
MCW.
I like to go down to Cornwall and have like half a pint of Guinness and an oyster everywhere I go. Oysters are generally about £1.50.
Yeah.
Rock oysters I like the smaller sweet oyster as well.
Caviar. Caviar's quite dear for what it is.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of caviar. You know, Iberico pork is quite expensive. You know, you can get your Parma hams, which are quite expensive. Monkfish, halibut. Halibut's pretty punchy at the moment. Oh, have I got a waking up?
I've got vape. No. Put vape with me if you fancy it.
No, that's a cigarette vape, kids out there. We do not condone any other kind of vape.
Oh yeah.
Nah, man, I got to drive. I got responsibility.
That's another thing. One of the most expensive things, cocaine. It's a thing you buy in the kitchen, isn't it? Shit. 3 gram service. Those were the days. It's just to fucking wake you up from all the beer you drank.
I was never really into drugs in the kitchen, man. I always wanted to be on point. I always wanted to enjoy myself afterwards. Not that I've ever condoned drugs either. Throw myself down, officer.
How close have you ever come to burning your bits?
I actually dropped some hot scalding water last week. And I was like, oh, I think it touched my knob, and I was like, dude.
What? Come on, talk us through the situation.
I was doing some mash. I was in the police kitchen. I'm doing about 4 or 5.
Whitney,
4 shits. Yeah. It was a great little kitchen. Got a great
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And it just missed. You know when you miss pouring into a sink. It went through my apron and through my chef top and through my chef trousers. I was like, they got this little tingle. And I was like, motherfucker.
What were you using? Were you using your apron as a oven glove?
No, I had a cloth. I just being stupid.
So I've actually burnt my bits.
Have you?
Yeah. That's why this question is in there. Just to see if it was just me.
Okay.
Obviously not.
How? When? Where?
This is like going back, man. This was when I was at Etrop Grange in Manchester.
He's going back.
And uniform was provided, and blue and white check trousers. And then the flies done up, but the top button done up, so that was all right. But this one time, been a bit of a long week, and gone in commando, and there was a pan at the back of the solid top.
Yeah.
And it was just about to burn or overboil. I can't remember which one. I had some milk or cream or something like that. Anyhow, I needed to act quickly, so I grabbed my apron, corner of my apron, leant to the back of the solid top. As I was going commando, the whole testes swung out. Just
the berries,
twig aside, just glimpsed on the side of the solid top. Just on that metal, like silver bit, but that's all it needed. It shrieked like a girl. It was just
Did
like,
it scab?
No. It's like it literally just like a millisecond of a touch. That's all it took, because it's like one of them sensitive places that you don't need much warning. And it just literally swung in, swung out again.
swung in, swung out. There's long dong silver over it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Scarred for life. Good times in that kitchen. What did you last photograph?
What did I last photograph? I don't know. Can I look at my phone?
Yeah, go for it. Let's pull out the phone.
Last.
My phone front camera is buggered, so I haven't taken any pictures of food.
So
in
on my
ages.
camera, I've got a picture of my shoes, which is Susie, obviously taking hands and notices, which seems a bit weird.
Oh, a lot of ground
I've got
action.
1984 is not an instruction manual, which was a bill poster, which was in Leamington, which is quite clever about the Tory. Yeah.
Trendy.
White Rabbit.
It's obviously about George Orwell as well.
It was written by George Orwell.
Yeah.
It's about control. I've got some photos
Video. 1 second videos.
1 second videos of Oates with balloons.
Is that for montage?
In his cool Star Wars t-shirt. I'd say the most pictures I've got are hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
What's it say on it?
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
And one of my favourite things, which is I saw a little bit of street art, which is Jim Morrison, and it was just written on it. It says, "I'm a spy in the house of love. I know the dreams you've been dreaming of. I know the words that you long to hear. I know your deepest secret fear. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite." Which is amazing, which is Doors lyrics, and I think it's in the Doors film as well, the Oliver Stone one, which is full of shit, but still a good watch if you're a little bit high, which I don't condone.
Literally racking them up, Bolivian's finest right now. I mean, what's not to love?
What about you?
Last photo would have had to have been a selfie. Some Bad Boy sauce in my
Bad
hot
Boy
bonnet.
sauce.
Scotch bonnet.
Have you got
Bad
quite a
Boy
few
sauce.
bottles? Have you got quite a few bottles for the
Look at
birthday
that, the windowsill
celebrations?
lined up. Look, happy days.
Boom, team.
RTG ready to go. One nation, one groove.
It's quite hot, that Bad Boy sauce.
There, I put it in the fridge to chill it out.
What do you use? Scotch
bonnets, yeah. 12 Scotch bonnets.
Packs a punch.
What's the worst thing anyone has said to you?
Ever?
Could be about your food, could be general.
Dunno.
That's a big one, that.
Dunno.
Do you want to come back to that one? What's your screensaver?
It's me and Otis.
You notice.
And it's me, Otis and Susie.
Which one is it?
Well, my screen, the one that's behind my apps is Otis and myself.
Yeah.
And the one where you lock your screen is Otis, me, and Susie in one of them black and white photo booths in Berlin.
Yeah.
So we got one of them four pictures, and I took a photo of that.
trendy.
Yeah, it's cool. Berlin's cool as well.
Yeah.
Some good food out there, man. It's very multicultural. I had a good time out there.
What does a busy service feel like?
What does a busy service feel like?
That's a quality question.
That is a quality question. A busy service feels like.
Rob that from What Does Love Feel Like?
A busy service feels like when you're trying to get out of the house with the missus and she's kind of shouting at you and you're ready and she isn't, and you go out of the house and then you have to go back for something because you've forgotten something, because then she's shouting at you, and then you leave and then she's forgotten something, and then you have to go back to the house, and there's so much frustration going on and you just want to, explode. It's kind of like that for me. Although I don't think there's as many strong chefs anymore that can handle going down in a service, because although I've gone down in services, it's how you bounce back in a service, rather than if you're going down, you can see you're going down, and it's about delegation or stopping the service or getting yourself back in line and then getting yourself firing on all cylinders. Last week I had the sous chef not turn up, and I'd had a few drinks the night before, and I should have gone to bed a bit earlier. And all of a sudden we did 120 cup of service, and there was me, a temp, and a commie, and I had to do sauce and fish by myself. I did 120 for lunch, and I did 70 for dinner. And I only had a push on the last.
Back busy services.
And I was in the whole kitchen the whole time, and I only had a push for the last 45 minutes. When I was like, they were like, "Oh, we're holding tables back," and I was like, "Put them all on, because I'm going at 10 o'clock."
Happy days.
What about you?
Did you get out at 10 o'clock?
20 past.
20 past, classic. Yeah, I never understand that, like, when you get a newbie in and they're like, "So what time we finish?" And you're like, "Well, when service finishes." I'm like, "Well, I've got to tell my parents the time." And it's like, "Well, there's no point, because you'll finish when you mop the kitchen." And it's like, people just don't understand it.
Them days are dying though, man.
Oh, definitely.
Time management, how many hours you're doing, labour productivity.
Which cookbook do you most use, or which one's your favourite?
That's a good question. I know I use a few books.
I remember one being like, remember Tetsuaki? I think it's a place in Australia, Tetsuaki. And I think I got the book when you guys were out there. And I just loved it. And like, I kept going back to it. Although it was at Wappins, it was doing some pretty out there stuff, but it wasn't stuff I could use. It wasn't Michelin like that.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's a blue cover with like a green tree on the front. It's like
A green tree?
It's like the British larder, Great British Larder.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. It's in the back of my car, because I used it a couple of days ago. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called off the top of my head now, but that is an amazing cookbook. Seasonal, great ingredients, British. That's what it's about, isn't it? Seasonality and using what's around at the moment.
Happy days.
We're gonna have to round this up, because the man's gonna wake up soon. He's gonna be crying in that car. But until the next time, I think we got some good stuff. I'm quite liking On the Line.
On the line. Okay, this is just signing off halfway through. Andre Lee and
Trebois.
Indeed.